to Manifest Love, or the Secrets to Creating a Thriving Intimate Relationship Zoom call. So, today I'm about to tell you about the dynamic that plays out in every single relationship. And it's not only a relationship between the two partners, it plays out even when you are searching for your partner. It plays out whether it doesn't matter whether you just met your partner or you've been together for 6 months or 6 years. It doesn't even matter that it is a relationship between a man and a woman. It's actually what I'm talking about. It's the energetic dynamic. So once you understand the principle and you embody the principle and you apply it in every aspect of your life, not only is it going to improve your relationships, and of course, our main focus here is our intimate relationships, but what you'll find is that embodying this principle and fully understanding it will help you unleash your innate power and improve every aspect of your life. So it is energy, right? Because energy creates matter. And most people don't understand how energy works, right? We kind of like live our lives on autopilot. And that's why I think it is important to gain an understanding what I'm about to talk about. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything that I want to talk about. So understanding this principle for me helped me improve my relationship with my husband. And we've been married for almost 20 years now. And I can honestly tell you that our marriage, our relationship gets better and better with every year. It is even better now than it was when we were dating. I never, could have thought or imagined it would be possible. The principle that I'm going to share with you helped me unleash my personal power and help me become a serial entrepreneur, a great leader, and improve all the relationships in my life. Not only my relationship with my husband, but it made me a better leader, a better mother, a better daughter, a better friend. So it is that important. And that's why I feel so passionately about it. So when we talk about the energy of the dynamics, what I'm about to tell you is two universal laws. And these two universal laws, meaning they apply to everything, and it doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not, just like gravity. It doesn't matter if you believe in gravity or not, it still pulls you to Earth, right? So these principles are the same thing. They work together. These universal laws work together. And they are, number one is polarity is power. Polarity, just remember the word polarity is power, and it goes hand in hand together, that your power comes from your innate essence. So these two go hand in hand together. So let me start unpacking them. I'll explain the theory of it. I'll explain how it plays out in practice, and then I'll give you an opportunity to ask questions. So the first one is polarity is power. What that means is the opposites attract, right? The yin and the yang, the positive and the negative charges in a magnet, the female and the male, the masculine and the feminine, like the opposite, right? The opposite energies attract. So that polarity, the opposites, that is what creates a magnetic attraction between people. This polarity, our differences, create chemistry. Our differences or polarity creates that special spark in a romantic relationship. It creates romance, it creates attraction, it creates intimacy. And polarity also means that two people are in their innate essence. So we're going to talk about the masculine and the feminine energies. I'm intentionally saying the masculine and the feminine, and I'm not saying a man and a woman, because we're talking about energy, right? Energy, the energetic essence of a human being. And just know that under stress, we tend to move away from our innate essence and we become more alike than we're different. So take a deep breath for a moment. I'm going to repeat it again. Polarity, or our differences, is what pulls us towards each other. It's what creates, like a magnet, right? A magnet has a positive charge and the negative charge, and that what creates a magnet that pulls things to it. So the same in the relationship, our differences create attraction, chemistry, connection, spark, romance, intimacy. And in order for us to have that special spark and romance, we have to be in our innate essence. So in a typical relationship, it would be the masculine energy and the feminine energy. Now, whenever we are under stress, we tend to move away from our innate essence and we become more alike than different. Let me give you an example. So, and also let me just, before I go into the example, I want to highlight the fact that the difference between two people who love each other as a brother and a sister, or they truly love each other as best friends, right? And the romantic partners, the only difference in the quality of love and attraction is intimacy. Do you know what I mean? It's intimacy. So if there is no intimacy in a relationship, it's no longer a romantic relationship. Do you understand? So, and in order to create intimacy, you must have polarity. So let me give you an example. So here's my story. My husband and I were madly in love with each other. We get married. And then a couple of years into our marriage, we have our beautiful children and we have a brilliant idea to open a business together. So right all at once, we had a massive amount of stress in our lives. When your babies are born, you are under a lot of stress because you're dealing with a newborn child. That means, sleepless nights, you're super tired. It's really stressful to have a screaming baby in your hands, and a lot of times you don't even know what to do with it. So add to that stress, a financial stress of starting a brand new company, right? A stress of working around the clock, a stress of dealing with difficult customers or your employees not showing up. So a couple of years into our marriage, we were under a lot of stress. And then my parents lived with me for a while to help out with the baby. So you add to that, the fact that your in-laws are living with you. So a lot of stress. So as a result, I moved away from my innate essence, and my innate essence is the feminine. Now, the feminine is open, is loving, is relaxed, is the positive qualities of the feminine is I'm grounded, I'm playful, I'm flirty, I'm open, I'm intuitive, right? I'm kind and compassionate. These are the positive qualities of the feminine. Now, under stress, I moved away from my innate essence and I became really irritable, annoyed, stressed out, really driven, like I'm gonna do it myself type of thing. I'll handle it all myself, like that driven energy, that ambition, that like I have to step up and handle stuff. And like I was also bringing home all of that ultimately masculine energy and that boss energy. I was bringing it home and I was bossing my husband around. Now, it can be a different topic, and we'll go deeper in this topic about during the retreat. We'll talk about the needs of the masculine, the needs of the feminine, and like once you satisfy those needs, you will create a really unbreakable bond between the partners. But today I'm just going to focus on polarities. So it's bringing home all this masculine energy. And just like, have you ever taken two sides of the same charge of the magnet, like plus and a plus, and you try to put them together and they will literally push apart? Do you know what I'm talking about? So a likeness, so like the same positive charges of two magnets, if you bring them together, they will really literally repel from each other. They'll push away from each other. So it's the same principle. I was bringing home the masculine energy, excuse me, which is not my innate essence. And my husband is also very masculine. And as a result, we were fighting, and we were fighting a lot. There was a lot of conflict at home. You add to that the stress of, having little kids, the stress of starting a new business. There was no intimacy. There was no playfulness in our relationship. There was no spark. There was no connection. And at some point, we were just like brother and sister, or like roommates living under one roof, just taking care of a bunch of stuff. And also, I want to tell you something really, really important. Whenever you move away from innate essence, you lose all of your power. You lose your power, meaning you lose energy. You leak energy when you move away from your innate essence. And what that means, since, ultimately I'm here to tell you about the meditation and manifestation retreat. Ultimately, why does this matter? It matters because when you leak your personal energy, when you lose your power, energetically, you're very depleted. And when you don't have energy, or your energy is weak, you go deeper and deeper into the world of matter as opposed to the world of energy. And in the world of matter, physical matter, Newtonian laws of physics, you will always have to work hard to achieve or move towards your goals, because that's the law. In the physical reality, the physical matter, Newtonian world, to move from point A to point B, it will always take you a lot of time. It will take you a lot of energy, meaning hard work. So as I was losing my energy, as I was moving away from my innate essence, which is the feminine, I was getting more and more stressed out. I was having problems at home. I was having problems at work. And I was like deep in the world of matter, which meant I needed to work harder. I needed to work harder because I'm deep in the world of matter. And it took a long time for my business to start being profitable. And I had to work 15, 16-hour days. I lost a lot of weight. So all of those, like, that's how it physically manifested as a struggle in my physical reality. So I'm just kind of giving you an example to illustrate this idea, or this concept of energy, the dynamics, and the fact that polarity is power, especially when it comes to the intimate relationships, and that your power comes from you embodying your true essence. And also, like, whenever you are in your true essence, but automatically polarity will be there, because most likely your partner who you're with right now, or the partner that you want to attract, will always be your polar opposites, right? It's gonna, if your innate essence is the feminine, then your partner or your desired partner will be the masculine. So remember, this is really, really important. Right now I'm talking about philosophy of it, if you will, or a theory of it, but it's very, very practical. Just know that your power comes from you embodying your innate essence, whatever that is, whether it is the feminine for you or the masculine. But your power is your innate essence. And that innate essence will, by law, automatically create polarity. Whether it is you're attracting a partner or you are in a relationship right now, polarity will always improve your relationship, because polarity means spark, it means chemistry, it means intimacy, it means connection. Do you know what I mean? So let me tell you, this concept, once I understood it, and once I learned to embody it, it unlocked all sorts of magic in my life. Like I said, my marriage just started improving. It's still getting better and better and better with every year. And we're going on 20 this year. We've been together for over 24 years with my husband. And we're crazy, madly in love with each other. We're attracted to each other. There's a lot of romance, spark, chemistry, playfulness, flirtation in our relationship, because we understand this principle: polarity is power. So let me tell you what are let me tell you how it kind of unfolded in my life and how I intentionally amplify my innate essence and remember that polarity is power. So when I'm in my innate essence and when I am in the fullness of my feminine, what are the feminine qualities? The feminine qualities are open, loving, intuitive, kind, compassionate, caring, playful, flirty, sexy. Like the feminine, and I don't want you to like miss. A lot of times, like when I try to explain these concepts, and people get really, really triggered because they don't truly understand the power of the feminine. It's not only like this little girl who's like, like that. What I'm talking about, like the feminine power is the source of all freaking creation. We are the source of creation. We're the most powerful force in the universe. Once you learn how to embody who you are innately made to be, your innate essence, you literally start unleashing your power in every area of life. But I will tell you that it is, even though it's innate in us, it's the most natural thing. Under stress, and in today's world, we're under a lot of stress. Most of us, and I'm talking about us as women, most of us, we lose our power and we move away from our innate essence. Why? Because the world teaches us to be strong. I'm going to be strong like a man. I'm going to show them that I'm just as smart, just as capable, just as successful, just as savvy as they are. And we like, in order for us to succeed in the world, we mistakenly think that we need to be more like a man, and we don't. As a matter of fact, when we become more like a man, we lose all of our power. We don't know how to unleash our innate essence. And mark my word, once you know how to unlock your innate essence, you become freaking unstoppable in every area of life. Okay, so once I understood this principle, I was like, okay, I think I get it. Let me play it out in practice. And this is what I did. I was intentionally reminding myself over and over and over again to stay connected with my innate essence. So this is how I did it at home with my husband. I learned to be open, playful, flirty, fun, exciting when I'm with my husband. I didn't even have to learn. I just remember how I used to be when we first met. Because I promise you, when you first meet your partner, you are in your innate essence. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a spark, a chemistry, a connection to begin with. So instead of being this nagging person who's constantly criticizing, who's constantly stressed out, overwhelmed, and nagging at my husband, I just remember who I was when we first met. And just remembering was enough for me to come back to my true essence. With my children, when you're under stress, I don't know if you guys have children, but when you're stressed out, like you freaking yell at your kids. And you don't just yell a little bit, you yell at the top of your, like, it's really ugly. I'm guilty. I've done it several times, especially during those stressful times in our lives. I used to yell at my kids a lot. I haven't yelled at them in a very, very long time. But when I'm in my essence, when I'm in my true essence with my children, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm compassionate. I encourage their curiosity. I shower them with my love and affection. When I'm in my true essence, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mom. At work, it showed up for me like this. Instead of like being irritated or annoyed with my customers or with my employees, when I am in my true essence, my leadership is intuitive, because the innate feminine quality is the power of intuition. The logical and the analytical is the innately masculine qualities. It's not to say that we cannot turn on our masculine sides when we need to. It's a skill. You can learn to turn it off and turn it on when needed. But our innate qualities are intuitive, it's beyond logical. And to me, this is where all the magic and all the power lies. So I learned intuitive leadership, it's beyond the world of matter. This is why I was able to start my businesses in perfect timing, grow them in perfect timing in the perfect way, and I was able to sell my businesses in a perfect time over and over and over again. Now, look, this is not analytical or logical. All of my important business decisions, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, I've had many businesses in my life. All of those important decisions came to me as an intuitive hint in a meditation. That's why I teach meditation in relationship with manifestation, together with like, how do you come back to your innate essence, which for us women, it's, you know, it's the feminine. For most of us, it's the feminine. So all of those things are interrelated, because once you learn how to unleash your innate essence and you learn to turn it on and off and kind of move that energy around, you can manifest whatever you want in your life. So, okay, come back to my work. So I started growing my businesses intuitively, which was like mind blowing, right? I grew it in perfect timing. I sold it in perfect timing. It was all gut feeling. I was open, friendly, welcoming. I was a nice person to be around, right? I wasn't that stressed out bull that was like yelling constantly, getting mad. So like literally remembering how to embody my innate essence helped me unleash my ultimately manifestation powers in every aspect of my life, my intimate relationships, my relationship with my children, my work, my career, my finances, my relationship with my friends and my parents. And then I started, like, as I started getting evidence in my physical reality that the stuff really works, then I was like, okay, how can I hone it in even more? How can I do it more intentionally? And here are some really practical ideas that will help you either improve your intimate relationship, or they can attract that partner to you, your desired, your soulmate partner, your ideal partner to you. And it's not like black and white. A lot of these principles, it's like they work together, right? So they work together. So in other words, it's like in yoga, right? You get to develop strength and flexibility at the same time. They're not different, but they complement each other. So these energy laws, even though they may seem like contradictory, they're actually not. They are all complementing each other. So here are a couple of things that I started honing in my life, and I want to share them with you because I want to invite you to play with these principles. So number one is, remember, your power comes from your innate essence, and you being in your innate essence creates polarity, spark, romance, chemistry with your partner or your desired partner. What does it mean? So celebrate your differences. This is what happens. Like when Roger and I first met, remember, we're in our true innate essences and we're very different. So when we first met, I thought he was so romantic. He was so spontaneous, which I am more like, I'm more predictable. You know, like I like to plan things out. I'm very well organized. And the fact that he was so romantic and spontaneous was like, I thought it was really hot. Now, 5 years into marriage, and I was getting annoyed that he was forgetful, that he was really not organized, that he couldn't remember anything. So in other words, I wanted him to write things down, to plan things out, to be like more organized. Ultimately, I wanted him to become more like me. And remember, whenever we're alike, we kill polarity. So now that I consciously understood that, instead of like wanting him to be more like me, I started to celebrate our differences because I started seeing our differences as our superpowers that made our, power couple powers more amplified. In other words, whenever we were in our true essence, right? Me in my power and he in his power, together we were unbreakable, we were unshakable, we were unstoppable. So I was like, I can organize, I can plan, you can be creative and spontaneous and in the moment, instead of like pushing him to be more organized. You know what I mean? But it was literally in every aspect of life. So celebrate your innate essence and your partner's innate essence. See your differences as something really beautiful and unique and your superpower qualities instead of like wanting your partner to be just like you. Okay. Oh, and then another thing that I did, and again, we're going to go a little bit deeper into this subject of what do men need and want, and what do women need, because understanding how we can meet the needs of our partner are important. They're crucial in the success of your intimate relationship. But I'll just tell you what I stopped doing. I stopped controlling my husband, trying to control him. I stopped nagging at him, and I stopped being irritated with him. And instead, I consciously made a choice to be playful, to be fun, to be open, loving, caring. Like, I consciously decided to be more like when I was when we first met. Because when your children are born, your children, a lot of times we make our children our priority and we completely forget about our partners. It's not correct. And as a matter of fact, it's our partners. If your partner is the masculine, is a masculine energy, what they need or what men need is that love and affection. It's their number one need, actually. Love and affection, aka sex, intimacy, is the man's number one need. For women, it's not a number one need. It's actually not even a top three. For women, sex is not our need. And that is how we're fundamentally different from men. For men, sex and intimacy is number one. For women, you know what's our number one? Is to feel seen. To feel seen, that's all we need. We need to feel like we're seen. We want attention. That's it. And herein lies the fundamental difference. Because we women can go without sex and men cannot go. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent right now. Again, we're going to go deeper into this during the retreat. But I just kind of want to give you a few like practical pointers. And then I started like taking intentional and mindful and deliberate steps to reconnect to my innate essence moment to moment every single day. And like I said, even though it's innate in us, remembering who you are, who we are in the beginning, it takes a little bit of energy. It takes a little bit of intention and attention. So let me tell you how I do it. Well, I've always said this. My husband and I, as soon as our first child was born, we have our date night every single week, no matter what. So date night is our ritual that we perfected over the last 19 years. It's the time when we give each other it's the time when we meet each other's needs. So he gives me a lot of attention. I give him intimacy. Well, I'm putting it in a simplified way. There is more to it. But ultimately, it's the time when we romance each other. So all day long, there is a ritual. I'll tell you how it goes. My husband goes lifts weights and whatever makes him feel like all manly or whatever he does around the house, fixes stuff. He also cleans the kitchen, takes out the trash. Like it's like a meeting ritual that starts in the morning. He does little things that will make me feel like he's taking care of me, whether it is cleaning the kitchen or taking out the trash or fixing that doorknob that has been broken for a while. So those little gestures of attention make me feel like, for him it's intentional, he does it for me, and they make me feel like he's taking care of me. And like, I know it sounds really crazy, like take the trash out, but it does matter. It does matter. And if you've been married for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. And for me, it's all about me. I mean, this is our ritual. Like, I spend all day, whether I go shopping and buy myself a sexy outfit, because putting on a sexy outfit makes me feel sexy, makes me feel like, when I look good, when I feel good, it makes me like want to be playful and flirty and open and have a good time. I take a long bath, I get my nails done, I get my hair done, I do my makeup. So all day long is like, I do the things just for me, to make me feel in my feminine. This is our date night ritual. And then, like, moment to moment choice, like, I learned to recognize the moments when I'm losing power or when I'm leaking power. Those are the moments when I move away from my innate essence, and I get to be like the opposite, which is the masculine. So let me give you an example. I come from Kazakhstan. So I can go from like being open and having a good time to like a freaking rage. I have the blood of Chinggis Khan boiling in my veins, and I can go to that state in a split second. So whenever I feel like, when I get triggered, or like, I get that energy, like, I'll freaking chop your head off right now. In the past, I would unleash that energy, and I thought like this was my strength, this is my power, I am decisive, I am firm. But what I didn't realize is, like, actually I do that only when I'm stressed out and I lose my power. So whenever I feel like that rage come up, I'm like, oh, here, I'm about to lose all my power. And then I do whatever I need to do to come back to my true essence, which to me is like connecting to love, breathing into my heart, and connecting to like my love for this person, or my intention to care for this person, and usually returning back to love always brings me back to my innate essence. I don't know if this was helpful. I don't know if I'm doing a good job explaining it. To me, in my head, it makes perfect sense. So I'd love your feedback. Let me know if that makes sense, what I'm talking about. But ultimately, just remember, polarity is power. The chemistry, spark, intimacy, connection comes from your differences. And that difference comes from you being in your innate essence, which for most women is the feminine, for most men is the masculine energies. Whenever you're in a true essence, or who you were made to be, you will always, your relationship is just the universal laws, whether you believe in this shit or you don't. It's just the fact. When you come back to your innate essence, your relationship will improve, because there will be chemistry, there will be spark, you're celebrating each other's differences. It's just going to improve. There is no way around it. I mean, there are lots of different fine-tuning elements about it, and this is what we'll talk about in the meditation and manifestation retreat for women that I lead in Galveston in October. And let me just tell you, the reason why I chose 3 big topics, which is love, right? Our intimate relationship, whether it is, transforming our current relationship to a thriving intimate relationship, improving our marriages, or whether it is you're searching for a partner, finding and attracting correct partner. So manifesting love, manifesting money, or stepping into the energy of overflow, of abundance. These are the topics for the retreat. And then parenting. It's a big one, parenting. These are the 3 biggest topics that we'll focus on at the meditation and manifestation retreat in Galveston. And we'll use ultimately 3 main tools, which is yoga, or any sort of physical movement, because your body, once you open it, once you move your body, once you breathe, You get in a state of cadence. Once you open up your physical body, the electromagnetic field around your body amplifies, it gets bigger. We need that to manifest that shift. We do. Um, we'll do meditation to rewire our brain and to connect to a state, altered state of consciousness that is not the state of your, brain waves, your state of your consciousness in your everyday life. Once you step into the generous present moment, your state, inner state is different than your state when you're going around your life. Once you tap into that state, and you can tap into that state in meditation or in a really intentional movement practice, whether it is yoga or walking in a specific way or running in a specific way that I'll teach you how. You get in a state of cadence. You're breathing, you're moving, you're walking, your heartbeat all get into a state of cadence. And in that state, your electromagnetic field amplifies, it expands. That's when you manifest that shift in supernatural time and in supernatural way. I have lots of stories from my own life to prove to you or to show you how this stuff happens in the most mind-blowing way. To me, at this point in my life, it happens so many times. I'm like, these are the ingredients. Now I can not only create it in my own life, I can teach others how to do it, because the ingredients are very simple. You put the ingredients together like a recipe, right? You want to make cookies, you do these recipes, you take the recipe, you take the ingredients, you put it all together, you have amazing cookies. The same with manifesting. The same, whether it is manifesting love, manifesting money, manifesting great relationships, health, whatever it is, the ingredients are still the same. It's like following a recipe. Okay. This is it on relationships. And then let me just give you a little bit. We have a little bit of time, so let me give you a little bit of like teasers of what's to come on the relationship part when we'll go deeper in the retreat. I mentioned a little bit about what are the needs of the masculine and what are the needs of the feminine. Honestly, you guys, once I understood it, it was incredible. It changed my relationship with my husband. And I already told you, the number one need of the masculine is sex. It is. I mean, we kind of laugh about it. I didn't understand the extent and the depth of that need. And to them, because love to a man equals sex. For women, it is not that. Right? Rachel, give me a nod if you understand what I'm talking about. For a woman, sex does not equal love. Women are just wired differently. And in today's day and age, we talk about equal rights and all of that. I agree. Women are just as powerful, if not powerful, than men, but we are fundamentally different. We are wired differently. If you understand the difference between the feminine and the masculine, you will be able to create polarity in your relationship, and your relationship will always thrive. For women, the number one need is attention. We want attention. The woman will go outside of her relationship and have an affair if she feels unseen in a relationship. Give me a nod if you understand what I'm talking about. If a woman feels unseen, she will find that attention elsewhere. So you know how my husband and I do it playfully? Sometimes he's busy and he has deadlines and he's working late. And I'd be like, AFT, baby, which means attention all the fucking time. So that means that I don't need all the fucking time attention, but like 5 minutes of his, like all 100% of his attention. So he literally, if he's on the computer, he shuts down his computer and he's like, okay, honey, you got all of my attention. And like we do it in a playful and funny way. And then I feel connected with him. All it takes like 5 minutes, maybe 10 maximum. But he gives me his undivided attention. And it's simple, like, I love you. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Whatever. It's in the moment. And then I'm like, okay, you can go back to work. I don't want you, like, get off of me. I got to go to bed or get ready for bed. but we like understand these principles and they are part of our daily life, and we've educated each other, and that's why we have an amazing relationship. So at the retreat, we're going to talk about the 3 needs of the masculine and the 3 needs of the feminine. Once you learn how to meet your partner's needs, your relationship will become unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable. It will only get better and better and better with time. There are certain needs that all the masculine need and all the feminine need. Literally, learning these principles transformed my whole life. Okay, tomorrow we have one more session tomorrow, and I'm going to talk a little bit about money energy. Please understand that everything is energy. And as a matter of fact, energy creates matter. You know, the vast majority of people misunderstand this. We think that the world of matter creates energy. Like, I just had a coaching call with one of my clients, and she's like, oh, I have to, like, I'm opening my own business. I have to get my first clients. I have to get my website. I have to get my Instagram going. I need to print my business cards in order for me to feel like I'm ready. I'm like, honey, no. You feel ready internally. Then the clients will show up. Then, like, money will start rolling in. Then everything will fall into place. Do you know what I mean? Where people say, like, I'm going to be really happy when I find that perfect partner for me, my soulmate client. And it's not how it works. You feel happy right now. You feel madly in love right now. And then the partner will show up. And then the house of your dreams will come to you. Then the perfect job, career, business opportunity will show up. You first create that feeling within yourself energetically. And then the world of matter will just fall, like it will just unfold exactly or even better than your wildest dreams. At this point in my life, I deeply believe that it's better than anything that you can imagine once you align that energy within you. So it's about relationships, and it's certainly about money. So your money reality will always reflect to you your self-worth. Sounds really simple. Not that easy. I promise you it's not that easy. There's certain, like, energetic, spiritual laws around money that I'm going to share with you tomorrow. Literally, let me give you a little bit of a hook. So I used to have a hotel, which I transformed it into a yoga and meditation retreat center in Taos, New Mexico. And honestly, that business was struggling when my husband and I and the kids traveled around the world. I wasn't paying it attention. So when we came back, the business was struggling. And then the pandemic happened. And, like, literally New Mexico was in complete shutdown for 6 months. During that year, 2020 was the best financially performing year ever for my hotel. You know why? Because all I did is the energy work on myself first. I ripped out my limiting beliefs. I started leaning and playing with the universal laws that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about. This is how I turned my business around in the year of the pandemic, when the whole world was in shutdown, when we were not even open for business for 6 months. I slayed and I created abundance in the state of overflow. 2021 was even better. And then I decided that I was going to sell it, and I sold it. I manifested a buyer through a particular meditation that I will teach you at the meditation and manifestation retreat in Galveston. To this day, it blows my mind away. How I did it, it was incredible. It was my experiment with destiny. I used the same tool over and over and over again to create really incredible things in my life. So anyway, once you understand how these laws work, not only like mentally you understand them, but you embody them. And once you get the evidence in the physical world that it works, that these principles work, I promise you, you're going to be hooked. you are not going to be able to stop, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, if I manifested this, what else can I create in my life? It's literally like this. This is why I get my ass out of bed at 4:44 in the morning every day, no matter what. And I do my meditation, which I have 5 a.m. meditation club. You're all welcome to join. It's absolutely free. We meet on Zoom. But every day, no matter what, I am meditating, because this is how I manifest that shit. And it is a life beyond my wildest dreams. It blows my mind away every single time. And this is exactly what I'm going to teach you at the retreat in Dallas. That's it. That's all I've got for you today. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place, the same Zoom link. We're going to talk about money and how to manifest that state of overflow and abundance and wealth and prosperity, because it's absolutely a reflection of your own self-worth. How much you love yourself. How do you feel worthy? All of that, your inner energetic vibration around your own worth and how much you love yourself is always going to reflect back to you in your physical reality. Any questions, any comments? Oh, I have something in the chat window. Gabby said, I like the way of looking at it as losing your power. For me, stress creates anxiety, and that anxiety makes me want to become hyper independent and distant. It feels like it's protective, but as soon as my anxiety spikes, I lose my authentic self and ability to lean into a healthy and self intimacy. Yeah, yeah. So let me, you touch something here, Gabby, that is, let me explain it. So again, don't look at it as a man or a woman. Look at it as the masculine and the feminine dynamics, the energy. When you're like, I do it too, or I used to more like, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. And that, I think that's what you're talking about, like that independent energy. Like I'll be hyper independent and distant, like, eh, I'm just going to give you a silent treatment and I'll do it myself. Just know that it's not your innate essence. I'll tell you something. Let me just add some. This is important. I'm going to tell you. I am a very strong, ambitious, capable woman. Like I can get shit done. I get it done better than anybody. I know I can get it done. Like once I have something in my mind, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna achieve that goal. So ultimately, it's like that driven quality is the masculine energy, and I know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. I had to learn this skill over time, but I know exactly when to lean on it and when to turn it off. Now, in your relationship, let's just talk men and women. In your relationship with a man, if you're like, I'm independent and I'll do this shit myself, in a way, it's subconscious. A man feels like, well, she can do it herself. She doesn't need me. And he leaves. Because a man needs to feel like he's taking care of you. A man needs to feel like it's not even conscious. It's innate in us. A man needs to feel like I'm taking care of my woman. I'm taking care of my family. I'm providing for my family. He just needs to feel like a man. I know I'm simplifying it, and some probably women will get super triggered around it, but let me tell you, if you want a really amazing relationship, this is how it worked out for me. I allow my husband to take care of me. I do. Even though I can do it myself, I allow him to take care of me because I know it gives him so much pleasure. So it's anything from like, he really enjoys planning our family vacations. He plans them, he does a lot of research. He just does it. And I allow him to do it. I don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're staying. I don't know how much this vacation costs. I just let him, I allow him to take care of all the details. And I just show up and just, I let him pamper me and surprise me and take care of me. And it seems like such a little thing. I don't nag him or control him. How much did it cost? Where are we going? Let me look. Maybe I can find something better. I never do that. So it's one of the things I kind of let go of control and let him. This is him taking care of me and the girls, my daughter, our daughters, or like, like he remodeled this house. Oh, like better yet, he's building the pool. We're about to have a pool. We have a cold plunge. We're about to have a sauna. Like my husband did it all. I have no idea how much it costs. I have no idea how it's even going to look like. I just trust him fully that he's going to do an incredible job. I'm not controlling him. I'm not penny pinching. I'm not like, did you research? Let me look and research myself. I don't do, can I? I can. Well, a part of it is just I don't want to. But a bigger part of it is like it's a small gesture of me allowing him or letting him take care of me. Do you know what I mean? But if you're like constantly like independent, I'm strong, I'm independent, on some level, a man feels like, well, the freak, she doesn't need me. She can do it, she can handle it herself. And it's like in almost like innate in it's innate. It's just innate in us. It's like beyond our conscious understanding. Do you know what I'm talking about, Gabby? So just like for a woman, it's innate to feel safe. It's one of our three top needs. We have to feel safe. Safety is a big deal. So whenever you're with a man or with a partner who makes you feel safe, it's everything. You're just like, oh, I'm in love. This man will take care of me. I can relax. When I feel safe, I can be my true essence. I can be open. I can be loving. I can be gentle. I can be caring. I am safe. And it's like innate. When in certain relationships you feel safe and in others you don't. And if you're with a partner who makes you feel safe, then you can relax and open up and fully embody your innate essence. And this is how it's all interrelated. So for us, it's important for us to feel safe. For a man, it's important for him to feel important, like right that he's doing a good job, that he's taking care of you and your children. This is innate with us, and this is why we're going to talk about our needs. 3 needs for men, 3 needs for women. And if you meet your partner's needs, your relationship will be unstoppable. Okay, my friends, this is all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tomorrow we're going to talk about money, abundance, overflow state. It's all energy and it's a reflection of your self-worth. I'm going to go more in those details tomorrow. So the same link on Zoom at 6 p.m. tomorrow.